Hey everybody, welcome back to Hobart Reviews. My name is Hobart, and today we're going to be reviewing and road testing the Navee V40 Pro electric scooter. It's got one of the most unique folding designs I've ever seen on a scooter, and it supposedly is the #1 electric scooter brand in Europe. This is the first time they've now entered the US, so let's go ahead and get started with our review. The V40 Pro has a 600-watt motor that can propel you up to 20 miles an hour pretty quickly. It also has a range of up to 25 miles thanks to its 36-volt, 10.4 amp-hour lithium-ion battery. Now, in addition to the powerful motor and long range, the V40 Pro has some other additional features that help it stand out from the pack, including 10-inch pneumatic tires, which give you a nice smooth ride, a dual braking system that has both rear disc brakes and electronic braking, which you can adjust in the app, an auto-sensing headlight and tail light, a compact folding design for easy storage and portability. It also connects to the Smart app, which I'll show you in a few minutes. It only weighs 36 pounds, so it's easy to carry with you anywhere, and has a maximum load capacity of 265 pounds. And the charging time from empty is about 5 to 6 hours. So I've had the opportunity to test out the V40 Pro for about a week or so now, and I gotta say I'm super impressed. The 600-watt motor does help you get up those hills and overpasses easily. It also propels you to that top speed of 20 miles an hour really, really fast. The brakes are nice and quiet. I haven't had to adjust anything. There's no noise whatsoever. The electronic braking is not too jerky, doesn't throw you over the handlebars, and it's something that you can adjust in the app, which I'm going to show you here in a little bit. Overall, I've been super impressed with the performance of the V40 Pro, and I'm going to show you and demonstrate all that when we go on our ride. All right, so the first thing we got to do is check out the acceleration here on the Navee V40 Pro. Single motor, sport mode, full battery. Let's go ahead and see what kind of acceleration we got. I'll call out the miles per hour as we go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Top speed already. Wow, that was quick. All right, let me go ahead and kind of time that and see what we got on the acceleration. Let's do this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And in about 10 seconds, we're at top speed. That's not too bad for a single motor scooter. It's not supposed to be fast, right? Nuh-uh. In sport mode, as you can see, when I hit the throttle, it wants to pull out from under me. It's got pickup to it. I wish they wouldn't have limited it to 20 miles an hour, but it is what it is, right? Now, the V40 Pro doesn't have any suspension, but I gotta say, I've had a few other scooters with no suspension, and this is one of the nicest rides of any of the scooters I've ridden with no suspension. Somehow they were able to smooth this out, going over the sidewalk bumps and the curbs and stuff like that. It just doesn't rattle you like some of the other scooters do. So I'm not quite sure if it's the tires, but the ride is really comfortable for a scooter that doesn't have any suspension. Like right now, did you hear any clickety clanks? No. There's absolutely no noise. It's a solid, well-built scooter, that's for sure. I can see why it's Europe's #1 scooter brand, because it's really well built. Let's go ahead and check the brakes. Whoa. All right, well, I left a nice little skid trail there on that brake test. Check that out. So the brakes work really good. I've also had no noise, no sound, no squeaking. I haven't had to adjust anything. Look at that brake line. Whew, it's like I peeled out in reverse. And the electronic braking is also adjustable on here. Now, the V40 Pro works differently than some of the other scooters that I've had with electronic braking. Normally, your electronic braking is engaged when you hit the brake handle, but with the Navee, it's actually when you let go of the throttle. So normally, when you let go of the throttle, you roll for a little bit, but as you can see, I've got the medium electronic braking on. It slows me down pretty quickly. Now, let me go ahead and go into the app, and I'm gonna change this to the hard electronic braking. Go into the app. And so in the app here, you can see I can change the electronic braking to high. So let's go ahead and see what that's like. All right, 15, we'll let go. Woo, and you can see how quickly I stop. So the electronic braking on the V40 Pro is a little bit different than I'm used to, but I kind of like it. At first, look at that, slow down. At first I was wondering what happened and why it wouldn't roll very far. I thought that there was like a rub on the brakes or something, but nope, that's the electronic braking slowing you down. So let me go ahead and put it in the lightest of the settings, so you can see how far it will roll in low. And we'll get up to 15 again, and I'll let go of the throttle and see how much farther we're rolling. We're rolling, we're rolling. So that is the low setting on the electronic braking. We roll much further than you do with it on medium or high, so pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at the smartphone app real quick. It is the Mi Home app, Mi Home. You're gonna download that. You do have to sign up for an account online. Once you do, you'll have a username and password that you can sign into the app. It will actually scan and find your scooter for you, and once it does, you just click on the scooter, the Bluetooth icon comes up, and boom, we're connected just like that. So now you can see all the information that you get on your V40 Pro, including a picture of the scooter. You've got your battery percentage right here. We have sport mode, which I'm in right now, but you can change to the different modes. This is the estimated amount of range that you have left, which is 19 miles. 2.7 miles I've gone so far. 11.9 miles an hour is my average speed. I can also slide this right here to lock the scooter for security. And then you have a few toggles down here that you can choose from. You got cruise control, you've got your tail light always on, and your automatic sensor controlled headlights. So when it gets dusk outside, the scooter will know it and it will turn your headlights on. They call this energy recovery, but this is really your regenerative braking. So they have low, medium, and high setting. I keep it on the medium. And that's basically a look at the app. It's one of the nicest apps that I've seen, especially for a scooter of this caliber. So another thing adding to the reason why it is Europe's most popular scooter brand.
You know, one of the biggest bills in my household every month is our monthly wireless bill, and I'm sure it's yours as well. I mean, I've got 4 people in my family, so that can really add up. That's why when I heard that Mint Mobile was offering unlimited talk, text, data, and a free hotspot for as low as $15 a month, I jumped on that as fast as I could. And I think you should too. But you're probably worried about the devices that they have to offer. Can you bring your own, or can I get the latest and greatest iPhone or Pixel or Samsung? Well, absolutely you can. You could purchase it from them outright, or you can use their available Affirm financing and pay just a small monthly payment every month until that device is paid off. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click the link below in the description, trymintmobile.com/Hobart, and start saving money today.
Well, we don't have a horn on this guy, but we do have this bell. And this little latch down here actually acts as the hook to fold the scooter up. Pretty nice bell. For a bell, right? All right, so one of the unique things about the V40 Pro is the way that the handlebars fold. So normally we're used to folding down there, which we can still, but before we do that, if we want to make the scooter even slimmer, we're just going to go like this, pull that lever down, you pull this out, and watch this. Now the handlebars are super skinny. And then from there, you're gonna go down and pull this little tab up, pull that down, and then that little bell hook I was talking about earlier is what you're going to hook onto the rear wheel. And now you're ready to go. Look how skinny and slim that thing is. And then when you wanna unfold it, you just pop it out of there. And then you're gonna come up here, pull this latch down, and you're ready to go. That's freaking cool. All right, so I'm here at an overpass. Let's go ahead and do a hill test. Now, Navee says that this can go up like a 20-degree incline. So I'm guessing this is a little bit more than 20-degree incline here on this overpass. But let's try to go up it and see what kind of top speed we can get. Now I'm in sport mode, so I got the most power. 13, 14, 15. Wow, it's doing pretty good. 16, 17, and we're basically at the top. Man, that's nice. I just can't get over how quiet the scooter is. I mean, listen to how quiet it is. I'm gonna go over some brick pavers here. Let's see if we can get any more noise out of it. But again, it's not even, with no suspension, those tires do a great job. Yeah, I feel the bumps, but it's comfortable. There's other scooters without suspension where every time you hit a bump, it's like, ow, you know, your arms hurt, your hands get slammed because it's just such a hard hit. And it's not that way with this scooter. Now, one thing that I have noticed as I start to get, you know, into the 70s and 60s in battery, I do notice an acceleration change. So you can really tell a performance difference after a certain number of miles with the V40 Pro, which, you know, I feel like that it should at least hang in there a little bit longer than it is, but it's not bad, it's just noticeable. Now, I wish that the handlebars were a little bit wider. They are some very narrow handlebars, but I can understand this is a small, lightweight commuter scooter. I get it. So I'm not mad at it, but you know, it does add a little bit more stability if they were just a little bit wider. Now, the screen doesn't give you much information on it because a lot of it's in the app, but I gotta say, in this bright sunlight right now, I can see the speed and I can see my battery level. I can't see really much any more than that, but those are the important things. I'm surprised it's still hitting 20 miles an hour. Down to 2 bars. Acceleration is slow as heck, but I'm still hitting 20 miles an hour. So I can't be mad at that. I wish it would last longer. Just going around this lake in a big 1 mile circle. Still got 2 bars. All right, well, I'm down to one battery icon, 1 dot, and I'm still able to hold 20 miles an hour. So I gotta say that's impressive. Well, it does drop off the acceleration pretty quickly. It does hold its top speed even when it's almost out of battery. All right, so there's our range results here for the ride on the V40 Pro. As you can see, I got 10% of the battery left. There are 0 icons left on the scooter itself. I was in sport mode the entire time, and it says I got 12.2 miles out of that ride with 2 miles remaining. Average speed was 14.9 miles an hour, so I was moving. I didn't go up on any hills. I didn't go in any grass. I just was on pavement and on sidewalks. I did go up that overpass a little earlier, but other than that, I was on flat ground. So as a 200-pound person, this is what you could expect to get as far as range on the V40 Pro. All right, let me go ahead and give you my final thoughts here on the V40 Pro. Let's start off with the positives here. Positives, build quality. Build quality is second to none. One of the nicest scooters. This is up with the Apollo build quality, with that Yadea Elite Prime build quality. They really did it right. The parts are nice. There's no clickety clanks. There's no noises. When you go over bumps, you just don't hear anything. It's nice and quiet and smooth. And speaking of quiet, it's a really quiet scooter. I mean, you can't hear anything. I can barely even hear the tires. It's very similar to the Yadea Elite Prime, where the motor is just so quiet, you don't hear anything. So it's a super quiet scooter, and I really like that. I also love the fact that you can fold your handlebars. This is the first time I've seen a scooter that you can fold your handlebars like that, which makes the scooter nice and slim, so you can pretty much store it anywhere or get it into any vehicle. I also like the headlight on here. A lot of these scooter companies give us a crap headlight, and this actually is bright enough for you to ride at night. I've done it multiple times. I ride a lot of times at night, and while I do suggest you always get a second brighter light, this is capable of letting you ride at night without any issues. So I love the headlight that they've given us on here. I also like that you have those auto sensing headlight and tail light, so I don't ever have to worry about going out at dusk, or if I'm riding at dusk, my headlight and tail light go on automatically, which is really cool. So I love that as well. Also like the rubber coating that they put here on the deck. I hate that grip tape, so I'm glad that a lot of these companies are putting that rubber coating on there. The deck is big enough for me. A lot of these smaller scooters, they have a shorter deck, so I like that the deck is a little bit longer. It allows me to stand right, and I don't feel like I'm crunched up on the scooter, so I really like that as well. The motor's super powerful. I was able to get up that overpass, as you saw, with no problem at like 15, 16 miles an hour. A lot of these other low-powered single-motor scooters would be doing like 5 or 6 miles an hour up there. So the 600-watt motor's got enough power and enough torque to get you up those overpasses and those small hills with ease. So I love that. Now, some of the things that I'm not a big fan of here on the V40 Pro, number one is the acceleration. The acceleration is a lot to be desired when you get to about 30% down. So at about 60 to 70% battery, you're gonna notice that acceleration drop off a lot. Now, I'll give it that it does reach its 20 mile an hour top speed all the way to the very end of the battery, so I'm not mad at that. But as far as the acceleration, you know, you're about 5 so miles into your ride, and now it feels like the scooter's slowing down a lot. So I'm not a fan of that. Also, the range, as you saw, I wasn't able to get anywhere close to that 25 miles of range. Now, I do expect to get about 50% of the range that is stated, because that's pretty much how it usually works. And that came to be about true. I got about 12 to 14 miles in sport mode on flat ground, except for the overpass, and me being 200 pounds. So that should give you an idea of some real world range that you're going to be able to get here on the V40 Pro, and see if that's going to work for what you're looking. And a small little minor thing that I would point out is I wish the handlebars were just a little bit wider. I understand that this is a small commuter scooter and it's supposed to be compact, but if you could give it an extra inch on each side, that would just help with the stability a little bit. I feel like my hands are real close together when I'm riding it, and I'd like to have them a little bit further apart. So if you like what you're seeing here and you want to buy one for yourself, I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description for you. It is an affiliate link that does help out my channel, but it does not cost you any more. And if you have any questions or comments about the V40 Pro, leave them down below. I'll be happy to answer them for you the best that I can. And if you liked what I'm doing today, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that bell so next time I put out a video, you will be notified. Well, thanks so much, friends, for joining me today. My name is Hobart for Hobart's Reviews. Safe riding and have a great rest of your day. See ya.